What is good, everyone? It is your boy Mise back again with another weekly seasonal anime episode review or daily seasonal episode anime review. I'm still working out the name, but we're back with another episode. And this week, today's episode, not this week, but today's episode, we'll be talking about the new episode, the first episode for Mob Psycho 100 Season 3. Now, I have been a huge, extremely big fan of Mob Psycho. Mob Psycho is probably one of my personal favorite animes of all time. It's good. It brings the shits almost every time. It's great. It's lovely. I love it so much. Mob Psycho is a beautiful and great fucking anime. And having a season 3 after 2 years dealing with the whole, Backstreet Boys reunion tour bullshit. Still don't know if we can say it on YouTube, so I'm gonna play my cards right. It's cool and exciting, and I'm glad that we actually got it back. But my first thoughts on this episode, I think it's kind of after 2 years of being gone, getting this episode, it kind of sucks. It's kind of actually what I said at the first episode of the season 6, episode 1 of My Hero Academia, where it kind of sucks to get these familiarity episodes again. But I think after being gone for so long and being kind of pushed to the side from bigger animes that's just been taking the spotlight for the last 2 years, I think it kind of makes sense for Mob Psycho to have just more of a familiarity type episode. It also kind of sets up what Mob wants to do in life, what Mob wants to kind of accomplish and go ahead and kind of pursue, because it doesn't seem like he wants to do the second thing forever, but obviously it's his power, so he might have to. And while he doesn't know exactly what he wants to do, he at least knows that whatever he does, he needs it to he at least wants to be open about it, and at least wants to be I don't know what I'm going to do, but I know it's not here, and being here is going to make me stagnant. Which is kind of the conclusion for the episode, because the whole episode is basically just him talking to various other characters that we've seen throughout the series, from people in the Psychic Club, people in the Fit Body Improvement Club, talking to Reagan, talking to Shigaraki, and it's not Shigaraki, I forget the dude's name, but the dude that they hired from the second season, who was one of the bad guys from the second season. And this episode, like I said, there's not much going on in this first season. It's kind of whatever. It's kind of okay, we're getting back into the sway of things from Mob Psycho, so I'm not too upset about it. Animation still looks sick as fuck. Still looks amazing. Still one of the best well animated animes out there, and it just proves just with what they've shown just a little bit in this show. I fucking love it. It has that weird thing where it's still the what do you call it? The trying to remember the name of the thing of what it's called. The character designs. There we go. The character designs are a little bit more crudely drawn. They're a lot more simplistic. They're a little more rounded in terms of the certain things that they draw. The hair is a little bit more rounder. People have long hair. It's not usually pokey like that, unless emphasize being a spiky or messy type of hair and whatnot. So I like that, but it also is really well drawn. All the power stuff and movement and everything is all good. I still love the fact that Reagan's one of the only people that have the super detailed still superpower name thing, where he'll do one of his special powers, and it'll just be a still of him being super well drawn and shit like that, and then the Japanese letters just come just one by one, just it's always a fucking trope that's beautiful, and it's used in a more sarcastic way, since Reagan obviously doesn't have any powers and shit like that. But honestly, there's not much else to say about the show. The story for this one, for at least this episode, is literally explaining just Mob's whole career path and where he wants to go. Again, this seems more of a familiarity thing, because we see his brother, we see his family, we see Reagan, we see him talk to various people in the school and like what they're doing and doing all that stuff. So that's an that's like just an interesting way to like bring everything back to the way it was. I think we're gonna get kind of into it next episode, but not really. They did have a preview where it seems like we'll have a little bit more action in the next episode, but it doesn't seem like we'll still get into any like super big storyline stuff. And with the way Mob Psycho works, it does take a few episodes for the proper story to actually take place. My personal rule is that an episode should at the very least take 3 episodes to at least get to the main story or to get things somewhat running in a sense. So that's why I'm giving Mob Psycho the 3 episode rule. So it has 2 more episodes to really start introducing stuff. My other thing I want to talk about, which, like I said, it's the first episode, we always got to talk about it, is the opening for the anime. The opening, I like it visually. Like, I think it's more visually impressive than season 2. I don't know if I'd say it's more visually impressive than season 1. But the music, I feel like, and I think it's the same people, because I think they just have like one band doing the music. I think it's like Mob Choir, and then they'll feature like a certain artist, but like it's never like they don't go find other Japanese artists like other animes would usually do. They have like their own band for this anime, I'm pretty sure. And I'm pretty sure the same band is at least did this opening again, and this song just didn't hit. Like, I liked the first season song because that shit was bumping, it looked great. Second season song, some people will be in contention saying that the first season is better than the second season. I personally like the music from the second season a lot better, but the visuals, I can admit, were maybe not as good. I would have to look back, but I do remember the song being lit as shit. Like, it's playing in my mind right now, and I fucking love that song. But the third season, I don't know. It feels like we've switched it now. It feels like that we've gotten better visually, but not better musically. And I even questioned visually because I really liked a lot of the like second half visuals that season 2 had, with like everyone fighting and stuff, and like the different type of color patterns going on, and even the beginning one where it had like just that weird CGI fucking clusterfuck of bullshit. That was entertaining. I like that very much. I like this one because it's a little more cleaner. Things look a little bit more nicer. So I'm not 100% on how I feel about that. I think we'll give it a few more episodes of watching it, and then I'll give my verdict on how I really feel about it. But for now, I'm okay on it for the most part. I'm not too hype on it, but we'll see as time progresses. Because some openings take that. Some openings they hit you in the first episode, and you go running with it, and it's all fun and shit. And then there's some you sit there and it's not great. It's not great. Ending song, to me personally, it wasn't memorable. I don't even remember what it was, and like that's the last thing that I viewed from the show. It was just kind of whatever. No, most endings are usually whatever, unfortunately. I wish they were good. There's only a few ending songs on ending anime sequences that I would ever consider good, or like tippy top tier of like this is better than like a lot of openings, but like hey, that's just me personally, so I don't know. Overall, good first episode. Go back to familiarity. Give us the familiarity of the show. Would have liked to just kind of jump in. One thing I do want to talk about is I don't know necessarily, because like for a lot of these shows I don't read the manga, so I don't know what is going to be ahead, but I don't necessarily know what the direction is for this show. Like if you remember last season, we had this whole big blow off fight with like a bunch of fucking villains and shit, and like it got intense, and like it ended with like a whole broccoli tree sprouting in the middle of the fucking city. Like we were getting some like unreal like fighting bullshit, and unless they plan on going higher than that, like fucking galactic levels or some shit like that, I don't know I don't know where we go from here. I don't know if it's more of Mob finding himself as a person, because at least from the first episode, that may seem like more of the direction they go, but I don't know. We'll just have to see. Either way, that's going to be it for this daily seasonal anime episode review. You go to the descriptions, check in on my shit. I do streams, I do music, I do other things. You check that all out. Go check out my other things. Link in the description. Go check the fucking buy link to support the channel. Do all that shit. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you D-Gens later. You have a good day. Peace.